What is, whoa! What are the, I feel like I'm in a flight simulator. And I also feel very tall. Oh no. Oh no. The switches are just for show. Wait, there we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to an evening with Travis and friends. Here's the twist. It's just me. No, you're all my friends. Thank you. Thank you for confirming that. Because if I had been like, you're all my friends, and I'd heard like, ooh, that would have been unsettling, a little demoralizing. So no, I'm going to have some more people. But first, I wanted all your attention to myself. Because I need it. So yeah, I'm going to have some people here. And I called out on Twitter for some weird hypothetical questions that we could discuss, because Danielle, who helped me organize this, a big round of applause for Danielle. Danielle asked me, like, what are you gonna do? And I was like, I'll figure it out. And then like 2 days ago, I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? And so first and foremost, I wanna say this. These are hypothetical questions. And what this is not is a test of trivia knowledge. Because we're gonna talk about superheroes and stuff, and we're probably gonna say a lot of just wrong, dumb shit. And if you're sitting there going, well, that's not how Batman works. Cool. You're probably right. Except for this first one. And I do want your help, because this is one that has really bothered me for a while. If Thor set Mjolnir down on an airplane, would it crash? Okay, thank you. I'm glad that it wasn't just one resounding no. And I've thought about this question a lot. It's taken me away from my family. I have a big pegboard in my basement with lots of yarn and push pins. And here's what I've decided. I think that Thor's hammer Mjolnir there's a lot of will into it, right? Because he can like, and it flies to him. So I don't think it would crash the plane unless he wanted it to, right? Right. But here's my second question that then came out of that. What if he wanted to stop the Earth from spinning? Could he? Just by sitting Mjolnir down and being like, no more. I think he could. And we don't talk about this, but that would be a really weird way to end one of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies of just like, and everyone goes flying off. Like, that would be such a weird moment, but I think he could do it. And the way that this, spoiler, our first friend, the way that this came about is Teresa and I having a conversation about if he set Mjolnir down on a piece of plywood, could I move the plywood? And then that escalated to a car, a plane, and the Earth. So here's my first friend, Teresa McElroy. I know. You just gotta. Okay, wait. I love how you all out because I didn't want my wife to fall and die.
Where do you want me to sit?
I want you to sit here.
Okay.
Would you like some water?
Sure.
Stop it! You can keep it up. We're very cute. Now, Teresa, I have a question here.
Okay.
Oh, it's from @elongatedpasta. It's my favorite thing in the world to get to read people's Twitter handles. And I like, yeah.
What is going on?
I know. And this question, I like this question because this is a different twist on an old favorite. If you could be a superhero, would you? And this is great because if you think, I've thought about this question since I read it, and I was like, yeah, but a lot of responsibility. It's really hard, like now, me, Travis McElroy, can look at bad things happening in the world and say, you know what, I'm doing all I can. But if I was a superhero, that would not be true.
I do like this question because when you say if you were a superhero, like, could you be a superhero? And I would love to have like superpowers and not be a superhero.
Right. You would just want to be a super person.
Just be really good at my daily life.
Right. And I think that's what most people think about when they think about, like, I'd love to have superpowers. But I
do
think
not
if
wanna be a
Spider-Man
superhero.
has shown us anything, with great power comes a lot of responsibility.
And death.
What? I mean,
Everybody Spider-Man loves dies, right?
no, Aunt May is 260 years old.
Okay. Well,
Aunt May, that's the big twist. She's eternal. How has that not been a thing yet? She has been getting younger. She is Benjamin Buttoning all over the place. What?
the final May.
The final May. Wait. Okay, there's not a fun twist on this one. What superpower would you want to have?
Okay.
And then I have a follow-up question to that.
So it's a tie between either being able to be invisible or to walk through walls.
Okay.
Because I feel like I could.
Because you want to rob banks? I'm just finding this out. I'm sorry, everyone. I had no idea my wife was such a criminal.
No, but I feel like you could accomplish the same things, just one faster, right?
You mean, right now it takes you like 10 minutes to rob a bank. You could do it in 5.
I don't mean to like rob a bank, but I mean to like, yeah, grocery shop, do things.
You don't need, wait,
incognito.
hold on, person in the front row. You don't need to turn invisible to go grocery shopping.
Yeah, but it would be so much more fun.
I mean, I get, but this is because you and I shop for groceries differently, where I meander down every aisle and think, oh yeah, olives.
No.
And like, you know what you want.
In, out, done.
Right,
Yes.
can you, what if you freeze, oh no, an avocado's in my chest.
No, I would say that you would be able to pass through all the things. So like, you
Here's the
could
thing
just,
though,
like,
I've had dreams where I've had superpowers, and everyone, inevitably, there comes a moment where it's time to show people that I have them, and it's like, huh, and I can't fly anymore. Does anyone else have that dream, or is that just like an imposter syndrome dream? Okay, cool. So the question I always like to ask people, always, you know this, is first
I
you
do
ask
live
them,
with you, yes.
what superpowers would you want to have? And then, based on your own personality, what superpowers do you actually think you would have? Right? Because like, I would want to have flight, but I actually think, well, not so much anymore, but in my younger days, I think I would have had something like the Hulk.
like
where-
super strength.
Yeah, where I would get mad and like, because I had ADD and I would get very frustrated. It's not a joke, it's just real. And so I think that, or either that or like a Human Torch kind of thing. I've just always, here's what I would want. I'm lying.
Okay.
I wouldn't
All
want
right,
flight.
Here comes the real one.
What I would want, if I could dream any superpower, I want a 12-foot wingspan of angelic wings. Thank you. Here is why. 1, the flight is great. But 2, imagine this. I'm at a bar. Oh, if somebody wants to start some shit with me. Right? Whoa! End of bar fight. I think I could end every argument that way of like, I don't know, I think my favorite Marvel movie, well, okay, yeah, Jesus. Okay, yeah, fine, it's Spider-Man Homecoming. What? I'm not sure anymore. I used to think that.
I think that would work for like if you needed a 30-second startle
Yeah.
type thing.
And probably wouldn't
where,
work
like,
forever. Eventually people in the town would be like, oh, Angel
whatever.
Wings guy?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
I mean, which one do you think I would have?
The power to be super amazing. I know.
Don't do that.
I think you can move things with your mind.
Ooh, is that telekinesis?
Yes.
Yes.
And I think that because sometimes I will be talking too loudly or interrupting people, and you will stop me with a glance, and I think, oh, she could do powerful things with that glance. And I mean that in a good way. I appreciate it. Let's see, what's another one? Okay. This was asked by Edward. Who would win in a fight? Bruce Banner, just as Bruce, no Hulk, or Tony Stark with no Iron Man tech?
Tony Stark, because he fights dirty. He would cheat. Cheat. Yeah.
Okay, but let me throw this at you. What if we know there's no Hulk, but Tony Stark doesn't know that?
He doesn't seem to care. He doesn't seem to care if he makes people mad.
That is true, because there's
he's
that
like,
one scene where he's trying to goad Bruce Banner into becoming the Hulk, and it's
Yeah.
like, Tony, this is poor planning.
Yeah.
You were on a boat.
Is that the boat or was that the plane? No, they were on the... Okay.
It's not about facts.
Thanks, guys.
This is the one time it's about feelings. Out there, it's about facts. In here, it's about feelings.
Right. But yeah, I think that Tony would win because he's a cheater.
He stays fit. I feel like he knows how to fight outside. I don't think Bruce Banner's going to like
Do you
Taekwondo
think when
classes.
he's not the Hulk, he's flabby?
No, I just think he doesn't. Okay, if you could turn into the Hulk, would you be like, I need to learn some self-defense? No.
No, you're right. I probably would never.
You
go
would
to
be
the
like,
gym
I'm gonna
again.
nap all the time. What's that? You want to fight me? Okay.
No, you're right. I would probably just be a couch potato
Right?
if I wasn't hulking out.
Well, you gotta work out. You're the Hulk.
That's
I would
true.
be eating all kinds of sandwiches. Non-stop. That's another. This is
All
the
the
thing they never
sandwiches.
show you. They never show you in Super. Well, sometimes they do. I've seen this in the Flash before. But like, Bruce Banner's probably hungry all the time, right? And Captain America's probably hungry all the time.
Because they're just burning so much energy.
It has to be exhausting. You never see that. Where's the scene of just like, I need a nap. I'm so sleepy. What? It happens in Runaways? Well, there it is. I guess that's
There's
the end
no
of the
new
show.
ideas in the universe anymore.
Okay, let's bring out some more friends.
Okay.
My other two friends that are going to join us, it's Ann Wheaton and Symphony Sanders. There's apparently steps over here. There's steps
Steps over
over
there.
here.
Do you want to be like in the middle of this?
No. There's another one over
There's
here
another
too.
big one.
Then I'll
Here.
sit in the big one.
Okay.
No, I'm going to sit over here. I'm already in this seat. I'm not going to move. Now, Symphony Sanders, you already have a really
Check out
great
these
Marvel
chairs,
Comics
right?
like secret identity name
I feel like I'm about to...
because it's a
Oh,
weird-
me?
yes,
Me
yes.
personally? Yeah, Symphony Sanders is a good one.
Right? That's
Yeah.
a great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already a secret identity.
What would your superpower that you would want, and what would your superpower be that you actually think it would be?
Okay, my superpower that I actually want would be like mind control. Like, yeah, because then you could get anything.
I like that got like a, oh.
Everybody's like, yes,
oh,
she's
ooh la
thought
la,
about this. But then the one I would actually have is like creating a party anywhere I go. Like everybody's like,
So like
"Ooh,
Jubilee,
ooh."
right? That's all Jubilee
Just
can
like
do, right?
sparks and like explosives and like rave music.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
think
you
that would
kind of
actually be
already
really
got
useful.
that.
What?
Like backstage, we were having our own little party back there.
Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop.
And what would you want your power to be?
What would I want my power
And what do you
to
think
be?
your power would actually be based on your personality?
I think what I would want my power to be would to be strong, to be super strong, because I feel like that would help anything.
Right.
Yeah. But what it actually would be would just be me making jokes about how I can't pick anything up.
I take it back. The superpower I would want is the ability to nap anywhere. And I don't know if that's a superpower, but I know people who could do that.
I can already do that.
For me, it takes like a perfect balance of like my bed and ASMR videos before it happens. I need perfect laboratory conditions before I can sleep. Okay, so this
Yeah,
question.
I can't do that either. My actual superpower is that I can parallel park anywhere. Like,
Hey.
whether
That is skill.
even on like one-way streets where you have to park on the left side. Yeah, I know.
What?
And
That is a super. I can't do that.
What's crazy
No.
is that that was the one thing I could not master when I was going to take my driver's test. And thank God he didn't have me do that in my test, so it was fine. And for like 4 years, I would not parallel park if I couldn't just drive straight into the space. Like I would go
Or
around
Tokyo
the block.
drift into it.
Yeah, and then I just started to figure out, it's math.
Yeah,
And just like figuring out how
angles.
to, yeah. And so I had a 67 Mustang, and it was like a big car, but I felt like I could figure it out, and I started, that was it, and then.
I never was good at parallel parking until I started dating Teresa.
I have
and
to coach him every time.
Still to this
Yes.
day, if I
She's
do
like,
it without
cut it back,
coaching,
cut
I
it
look at
back.
her and I'm like, how was that?
Yeah.
Did I do? Are you
No.
proud of me?
No, you're 3 feet from the curb, but that's okay.
As a Chicagoan, like, I think it's just like, it comes innately. You just have to. Like, I used to have a Honda Fit, so it's like this big. So it was just like easy to be like, but now anytime we're on tour, we have like minivans, and I'm just like literally Tokyo drifting into stuff. I'm like, skirt! And people are like, holy crap, I thought I was gonna die. And I'm like, no, you're
Oh,
fine.
you got it, got you, I
You're
got you.
fine.
So now you've made me think about like, do any of us have real life superpower? I one time in college shot a pneumatic stable through my finger. And that's not the power. Let me be clear. That wasn't my radioactive spider bite. But I shot it through, and then the doctor removed it, and then I went back in for a checkup a couple days later.
Was it healed?
Yeah. And he was like, he literally said the words, my God. My God, I've never seen anyone heal that fast. And I was like, Wolverine. And like, I was so sure. I've never broken a bone.
Me either.
Well, way to steal my thunder.
I fell out of a car. I fell out of a car once, unscathed.
Was the car
Wow.
moving?
Yes, it was going like 35
that is an
miles an
important
hour.
distinction to make for the
She
story.
was actually parallel parking, and she fell right out.
And I just, I wish that would actually make it for a better story. I was, after high school, I was going to an interview at the mall.
Yeah.
At Gurney Mills. Do you
Yeah.
guys know where that
Oh,
is?
like for a job.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. An
Not
interview.
just like a newspaper interview.
No, no.
Meet me at the mall.
No, I was going for an interview at the mall, and my friend was driving me. It was the 90s, so I was wearing a long flowered skirt, like you do, and I was in the back seat of my friend's like Crown Victoria, and it had the back door, it was all dented in because somebody had hit and run her car, and like we were turning the corner. I was in the back seat talking to my friend. I'm like, blah blah blah, and the door literally popped open. Nobody could pull it open. It popped open. The last thing I saw was my foot, and then the tire, and then I was like rolling in the street. And I remember just putting my hands down, and then I was up and I was running.
Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah.
That is amazing.
I got to the corner, and I was just like looking around, and my friend was still driving down the street with the car door open, and I was like, oh my God. And everybody in the street, who was driving was like, oh. And my friend finally stopped, and my other friend who was behind us, like in the car, swooped out and picked up my book bag out of the street, and like, I was fine. Nothing. A little road rash on my tuchus, but I was fine.
Wow.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
I'm
Okay.
alive.
Well,
pretty great.
now we need to put
Superhero.
you through a series of tests.
Superhero.
Okay.
Oh, that actually reminds me, when Travis and I used to work together at the Cincinnati Shakespeare Company.
Yes.
And
No reaction.
no reaction.
I don't know what I was expecting, like oh.
Shakespeare.
And so I was assisting him building a set, and some of the young company actors were also assisting. So I'm holding a
Everybody
flat.
just go ahead and clinch. Prepare for clinching here for a second.
I'm holding a flat, a wall, and it is being screwed into from the other side.
Wait,
Nope.
wait,
Nope.
where are we clenching right now?
Just your whole body.
Okay.
And this gentleman managed to
This
screw
young sir.
into my thumb.
And okay,
And but this is why this story is so amazing, because I'm
She
standing
died.
there. And I didn't scream, I didn't make any noise, I just said, I need you to back the screw out.
literally that calmly.
Just like that. And he's like, what? I'm like, I need you to back the screw out.
And that is when I was watching this play out. That is when he realized what he had done and went, and she said, just back it out. And he did. And she was like, excuse me. Like walked and took care of it. But like, it was as if she had just seen a bird fly by and she's going, well, bird.
I need
It
you to
was-
back the screw out.
It was amazing.
It-
Okay, I have
yeah.
another question.
And then I went and got a tetanus shot.
Yes.
Yay, and then you cried.
This question is from Tomba. Would you rather smooch Spider-Man, I almost said Spider-Man, would you rather smooch Spider-Man in that upside-down smooch or have Superman fly you somewhere in his big, strong arms, but no smooch? And now, I do have to say, maybe let's add to this, like, it's an upside down smooch, and also, like, there's some kind of, like, you're in a web. It's not just like you're on the ground. Oh, okay, bye. Well, you get to fly around with Superman. There's an added bonus there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would totally do the Superman thing just for the sake of flying. I don't care about kissing anybody. I just want to fly.
I do also want to fly.
Yeah.
But I'd rather, like, sit on his back. And,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yay!
Ride him.
That's
Like
way more
Never
fun.
Like
Story,
Falcor.
just-
Yeah, like Falcor. Yay!
Atreyu.
Can we stop now? No, Superman. Take me by my old high school.
I'm gonna say Superman strictly for the fact that legally, I don't think it would be right for me to smooch a Spider-Man. Because he's a
Oh, okay,
teenager,
yeah,
right?
excellent point.
It's like illegal.
Excellent point. I didn't even think about that.
Well-
Oh, no. Hey, can we talk about in the Superman movie, the one with Christopher Reeve and Margot Kidder, when they fly, he like holds her hand and she's flying too?
That's not right.
not how that works.
No.
She should be like hanging down. He should be holding her like a briefcase, right? Like that's how that would work. Suddenly she doesn't become weightless.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a magic aura around him
right.
that lets him
You're right.
fly. Why does that happen?
It's-
I've never thought about it before this moment.
It was the 80s, and we suspended
I
our
guess-
disbelief.
I mean, to be fair, in the next movie, he flies backwards around the earth and turns back time.
right.
Yeah.
And everyone went, yes, okay.
Sure, exactly.
Oh, yes, I've snorted a lot of coke. This makes complete sense. Because he put the hammer down on the ground. Yes, of course. Do you need to go take care of our child now? We have hit, I think, the time limit.
Yeah, okay.
Teresa needs to go take care of her child. So this ends Teresa in the Travis and Friends Floor Show. Yay!
I'm going to scoot over.
We're going to take a 5-second break here to
I'm going
plug.
to go from ensign to captain.
Ooh, the helm is yours. Tomorrow from 1 to 2 p.m., there's a Taz meetup in room N140. I will not be able to be there, but it is there, and you should go. I know, I'm sorry. And then Teresa, and I think also Symphony, are going to be on the SYFY stage, number 2033, from 3:30 to 3:45 tomorrow. I'm doing a C2E2 paid photo op from 4:45 to 5 p.m. tomorrow, and then I'm doing a free signing at table number 38 from 5:15 to 6:15. That's my schedule tomorrow. Okay, back to the things. Let's see.
I like that commercial break.
Yeah.
This question is, if you're just joining us,
It's like Hulu.
this question is from Katie. Would you rather be buddies with Deadpool or Harley Quinn? I got a lot of these hypotheticals where it was like two people who are not directly connected at all and you can't see what they're going, but I don't know, for sure. Let's compare the two.
Honestly, I'm gonna say Deadpool because I think he's funnier than Harley Quinn, and she's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, she would get you into trouble. At least Deadpool, you'd be like, oh, ha, ha, we had a laugh, and then we flipped over some buildings or something.
Yeah.
I will say, it's two different questions, right? Because I'd rather hang out with Deadpool, but if someone was trying to start shit with me, I would actually rather Harley Quinn was there.
Oh, I wish she would be in my, like, backup, like, in an
Yes.
alley for sure.
Because she is one of those people who are like, what's she gonna do? I don't know.
Right.
And that intimidates me, so
Yeah.
I know it intimidates other people.
Or if I need to, like, quickly rig up, like, some silks in a cage, like in the movie at the beginning.
Oh,
She's
okay.
in a for all of you non-circus people out there, at the beginning of the movie when she's hanging the bed sheets, totally, first of all, the rigging, incorrect.
Symphony is
you.
an aerialist.
I'm sorry.
That's
but
a fun sentence to say. Symphony is an aerialist.
It's like a warm-up. It's like a vocal warm-up.
It's almost a sentence that like sounds contextless. Like, wait, what does any of that mean? Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think she'd be cool to like back you up, but not like hang out, like just playing a video game or something.
Yes.
It would be awkward with her, but I agree. Also, Deadpool.
Right.
Because
Well,
he's funny.
But I also think that if someone was about to start a fight with me, it's very possible you turn around and Deadpool's just not there anymore.
Sure.
And like he just went to go like play pinball, and you're like, oh.
Okay,
I don't know
thanks,
why
buddy.
in all of these scenarios I'm getting in all these fights. That doesn't happen now.
Are you feeling aggressive?
I
What's
don't
going
know.
on
No,
here?
I'm just not. I haven't been in a fight since I was like 12. I don't know why I'm so
Oh my
worried
God.
about this.
Well,
I should be
we
thinking
could have-
about who most wants to watch like series of unfortunate events with me on Netflix. and it's my dog. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I like this one. This one's from Thomas. Who, living or dead, real or fictional, a big field to play with, would you want to plan your bachelor/bachelorette party? I know.
Anne?
Yes, I'd love to. No, I don't like to do super obnoxious, drunk, whatever. So whoever's gonna plan it is like all about like a spa day or a tropical
Nice.
vacation. So it's not anything horrible. Kardashian, nothing. It's none of that.
So just not Kardashian. It's what we got so
not
far.
a
Okay.
Yeah, I would like a
Kardashian.
not Kardashian event, please. That's all.
I'm gonna say Beyonce
Oh, yeah, that would be-
Okay.
that'd be-
because she would be there. Number one.
Yes.
Okay.
Also,
Oh,
because
okay.
she's
What
got
if
tons
hypothetical?
of money.
What if Beyonce said, "I can plan it, but I won't be able to make it"?
No. Wait, but that doesn't. That's
Okay.
not the part of the question.
That's not the question, Travis.
I can't, yeah.
But they would have to be. No, if you plan the bachelor or bachelorette party, you have to be there. That is a requirement. You can't just like not be there.
I think mine would be Leslie Knope. Because every party we see her plan is so like
It's
perfectly
really good,
tailored
yeah.
to the person.
You're right.
And the idea of that, of someone going, "Here's everything I know you like," I'd be like, "Yes."
But then you'd for sure cry.
Oh, but I'd cry at everything all the time anyways. So at the very least, I'm crying, but also really good steak.
That's true.
Let's see.
Thanks, Tom.
This question is from Magic Mazic. Would you rather have Thor's biceps or Captain America's butt? In a
Yes.
jar.
On a plate?
I'm gonna fill in the rest of it in a jar.
Wink.
I
Wink.
assume for yourself.
The
Not
butt.
just like,
I'm always about hashtag butts.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Definitely Captain
Come on,
America's
man.
butt.
see, I would say Thor's biceps.
Because you want to have them?
Yeah, like on
Well,
my body, not just like.
I don't want those
Not
biceps.
have them, but like, I would like to own them. Well, now that sounds bad too. I would like to own that butt.
I want to own that ass.
I would like that to be on. Wait, no.
No, I want that butt to be on my body. Wait,
Wow.
there is not a good way to say this.
No. No.
Wait a second.
I would like my butt to look like that butt.
Thank
There
you,
it is.
yes.
There
I would
it
like
is.
my butt to resemble Captain America's butt. I would like my bicep. I think I would prefer my biceps to resemble the biceps of one Thor.
Okay, one Thor.
One Thor Odinson. Which also sounds like Spider-Man, right? Odinson sounds like you just, do you mean Odin's son? That's not what it says here on the paper. I'm looking for Thor Odinson. It's actually, never mind. This
That
que-
Starbucks cup is a
Yeah.
mess.
Tom Odinson? It's
It's like, God damn it, every time.
Dad damn it.
Yes!
Thank you.
You win.
This next question is from Paula. Who has more sex appeal, Archie or Jimmy Olsen?
Archie.
Wait, are we talking about Archie Bunker?
No,
No!
no, like Archie comics.
And Archie Comics, not Riverdale Archie, because
Oh, oops.
No, we're talking Archie Comics, and I'll tell you why. Somebody recently pointed this out to me, and I never thought about this before. Archie, straight up, publicly has 2 girlfriends.
Yeah.
Like openly,
Yeah.
and like everybody in the States is just like, we're fine with this.
that's good.
Yeah, this is okay. And I was like,
And people are like, Polly is so new.
And it's like, no,
And you're
Archie
like,
had
yeah,
2
right.
girlfriends. And I was like, yeah.
Like,
and
yeah.
also, Veronica was also kind of with Reggie. He was a very open kind of, and also
They
I
were
think,
living their truth.
I think Archie was with Reggie, but that's just my slash pick. But I think it was a whole very open community in the Archie world, right? It's amazing. I've never thought about it before. And now people are like, Riverdale's made Archie and everybody's so sexy. And it's like, I actually think
They were already sexy
this
before.
was sexy for a while now.
Yeah. I'm really gonna stick with the Archie thing just because Jimmy was always, to me, always felt like the butt of the joke a little bit. And like, he was like not nerdy cool. Like he was just like, oh, hey, that pal Jimmy. And like, he was always friend zoned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
always.
he was a little too like,
Nice.
yeah, a little too childish, I think, kind of.
I have always suspected that Jimmy Olsen knew that Superman was Clark Kent and that Clark Kent was Superman, and he's just routinely fucking with his friend Clark Kent.
Oh, yeah. For
And
sure.
he'll be like, Clark, you stay right here. I'm going to go in the other room and talk to Superman. Let's see, what else have we got here?
Let's live in that multiverse.
This is from Freya. Would you, as yourself now, no powers, rather live in Gotham, Metropolis, or comic book New York?
All of those places are very dangerous.
I know. Who would opt to live in Gotham? I've always
Right?
waited for, like, you know what? Everyone moved out. Gotham is scary.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotham is a scary place. It's night all the time.
It is.
Right.
And there's 6 layers to the city.
And there's like gangs just roaming around.
I know.
And like even the like little bad guys are really bad.
Yeah.
They're very
They're
bad.
terrifying.
I think if you
I
live
would go
in...
for Metropolis.
I would go in Metropolis too, except you're routinely getting dropped from buildings in Metropolis.
Yeah, but if you have my superpower being really strong, just get
That's
that
fine.
off. Yeah.
That's also
Done.
fine. Also,
Done.
in Metropolis, the main bad guy is like Lex Luthor, who, don't get me wrong, is bad.
He's just a guy though.
But I think you could also look at him and be like, please don't kill me. And he'd be like, all right, I don't care about you. I'm after the Superman. But if you ran into the Joker, would be like, please don't kill me. And the Joker's like, whatever. Ah! And then just kill you. Right? That was my Joker impression. I hope you liked
That's
that.
great.
Ha 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 ha. Great voice acting.
What is the difference? Okay, I'm going to open it up to facts for a second. If you think you know a really good answer to this, raise your hand. What is the difference between real life New York and comic book New York? Like, nothing? Is the answer nothing, everyone who has your hands raised? Okay, person in the Oklahoma State shirt who wore it specifically to anger me. We talked about this earlier. What's the difference? More alien invasions. Okay, fair. Yeah, in which one? I think I would rather live in Jump City, if I could answer that question. Isn't that where the Teen Titans are? Jump City? I think that's where I'd rather live.
That wasn't one of the options.
Okay, well, I cheated. Okay,
Just
I've
trying to
got
keep-
some more friends here. So thank you, let's hear it. Anne,
Hi.
where is it Piggy and Pug? It's Piggy and Pug, right?
Yes.
Your children's book?
Yes.
Where can people go to?
I'm at booth 134. I wrote a children's book called Piggy and Pug. It's like a 5 to 8 age range for reading comprehension, but like 3-year-olds get it, and
3-year-olds get it.
3-year-olds get it.
Oh, I see what
They
this is
can't
about.
read it, but they
Oh,
can,
yeah.
They're like, oh yes, I know. But it's a story about a pug who's in search of a new family and a pig who is in search of a friend, and it's their journey to where they meet.
Yeah,
I know.
get on that.
It's pretty cute. I basically wrote the book 5-year-old me wanted, and so not just like in content that I wanted like way more pictures than like picture books when I was a kid, but just things like no dust jacket because kids don't like dust jackets
No.
on books, like the size of it, and like the pages are sturdier so you don't tear them when you turn them, and yeah.
If I wrote the book that 5-year-old Travis wants, it would just be 5-year-old Travis's face on every page.
Yeah.
So I could be
Like
"It's
your
Tra-
own
yeah."
notes that have your
Right?
face on them.
I realized that today. All of my merch has my face
Your
on
face
it.
everywhere.
I don't know what. Well, I do know what it
Hey,
says about
know
me.
your brand.
Yeah, and the brand is playful, nice narcissism. Narcissism. How about that?
Yes.
Is that what? I've never thought. Oh, I love a portmanteau. Oh, it goes down
Tweet it.
smooth. Oh, it goes down smooth. Portmanteau. Symphony, do you have any? What are you doing? You're doing the thing tomorrow on the SYFY stage.
Yeah, and then I'm doing a signing on Sunday from 2:30 to 3:30 at the booth at 36, one of those
Sure.
autograph ones. And then I'm doing another thing with you.
Yes.
About podcasting.
Oh yeah, we're doing a podcast panel.
'Cause we do
Says right here,
podcasts.
4 to 5.
Next to your face,
It's
we
in
see
this
that.
very same room. And also, Symphony is a regular on Welcome to Night Vale, so if you haven't ever checked that out before, get on that. Let's hear it for Symphony and Anne.
I'm just gonna leave my butt sweat on.
Oh, perfect. Coming up next to my flight simulator chairs, you know them as the cast of Hello from the Magic Tavern, Arnie Niekamp, Matt Young, and Adal Rifai. Come on upstage! Come on! Hello. I'm not gonna stand up. Hello. 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 Good to see you. Hi.
These are like racing arcade game chairs.
Right?
Like,
I
yeah.
keep waiting
Cruising
for
USA.
like,
Yeah.
speakers, you know? So the first hypothetical I have here comes from Adal Rifai, who asks, what's the funniest thing Wolverine could have coming out of his hands in place of adamantium claws? Adal?
Great question. I feel like pool noodles, but
Wait,
full
hold on.
length,
First
like-
of all, did Adal just say great question to his own question?
Indeed he did.
Yes, he
It's a
did.
great question. It's narcissism. I enjoyed my own
It's sweeping
questions.
the nation.
I feel like full-length pool noodles would be pretty good.
I like that. What about ketchup? You're welcome.
Fully cooked basmati rice.
Does it have to be basmati?
You're gonna eat healthy, bud.
Asparagus
we
comes out the other side.
The follow-up question should be, and then we'll let Arnie talk. The follow-up question should be, what sound does it make? Because shink is like his claws.
Mine would be,
Yep. Mine would be sloop.
I think the funniest thing for Wolverine to have instead of claws is pixie sticks. And it just goes, sweet.
okay, that's very good.
And the best part is you just see him like in a fight, like it comes out of his hands and he goes,
And then he gets really amped
Oh,
up.
I'm gonna-
And then he has to take a nap afterwards. Oh, and that's where the nap comes in.
Or if you just had those Fun Dip bars.
Uh-huh.
That are
Fun
tip-
dip on one side and the other side just opens up.
That's the answer.
and then there's a really tragic arc where he accidentally bites the fun dip.
Oh, no!
I'm not supposed to do
Well,
that.
okay, hold on. If we're open to anything, then the funniest thing is just hamsters, right? That just come out of it, and it's just like, that's just weird. It went from funny to weird. I crossed it. I went over.
Ooh, more Wolverines.
Tinier Wolverines.
And then out of their hands,
Snick.
it just keeps going.
Yeah,
feels like
it
that
never
just
ends.
Feels like a metaphor for the Marvel universe in general.
Yeah. Just more Wolverines. I want to ask you a question, and this isn't on the list, but question one is, what superpower would you want to have? And question two is, based on your own personality and what you know about yourself, what superpower would you actually have?
I've had a lot of drunken conversations about superpowers. I'm one of those strong believers that like you should not go with flight because you will immediately get abducted and vivisected. I'm one of those like
Even though you could fly away from them?
I
And
mean,
no
how
one else
far-
can fly?
How far can you fly?
Well, see, that's the question. That's
They're
what they never...
gonna track you. I'm sounding like a weird like conspiracy theorist. I'm like maybe invisibility, but more I'm like a stop time person.
Ooh, so you could rob banks, like my wife.
Exactly.
Nobody says, I want to stop times and do nice stuff for people. It's mostly, at best, it's to mess with people, where you stop time and then you move to the right side, and they're like, what? Oh. No, never mind.
I would do a combination of stopping crime and also doing just enough crime to live comfortably.
And you know, as long as you stop like 1% more crime than you commit, net
Exactly.
good.
Right? Yeah.
So what superpower, based on your own personality, are you like, this is what I would have?
It would probably be just the power to vamp. Like
It's a solid power.
Just to talk.
It's a solid power. It's all I've done for my entire career. Matt?
If I could have anything, I would definitely want sort of like a mind reading.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to be able to read people's minds, but ideally it would be like we all can read each other's minds, and then we're all like, oh, we're all fine. What? No, we shouldn't be so. You're sad. That's why you're doing this mean thing. I get it. It's okay.
That's really nice of you to think that, like, in the result of everyone being able to read each other's minds would be, oh, we're all fine.
Well, I think it'd be ugly for about 72 hours.
It would take some time for it to settle
And then
back
it
out.
would like even back out. Hopefully everybody be like, I see where you're coming from. That's messed up. But you can't hide it from me anymore.
You would also have to get used to how often you found out people are holding in farts.
Yeah.
Like
nothing to-
statistically, 80% of the time,
no secrets
everyone.
anymore. Right.
But what power do you think you would actually have?
Holding in farts.
That's. Have you ever watched Captain Planet?
Uh-huh.
When Matee said heart, that was shorthand for
Or
holding in farts.
I used to live with Matt for a couple of years, and I would say that holding in farts is the power I hope for you.
Getting real up here. Travis and friends.
Dishing.
No, he's right.
Adal?
I feel like the powers I've most coveted have been Animal Man. Grant Morrison's run Animal Man, where it's like any animal that he's like within 500
Name
feet
dropper.
of or something. Grant Morrison, never met. I feel like any animal he's within X amount of feet of, he can take their power. So like if somebody needs help moving and you're like, let's have some ants around, lift something up. If you're near an elephant, like you never forget.
Was Animal Man always trying to get people to fight him at a zoo?
I think a whole story arc takes place in a savannah in Africa, where he's just like,
And he's just like, yes!
Yeah. And then
you
they-
all laughed when I said I had this power.
and then they lock
Look
him.
me now, Mom.
They seal him in this like container with nothing, and he's like, "Oh no!" And then he's like, "Oh, bacteria!" And he
Oh.
spoiler.
That's
yeah.
how they get you.
Yeah.
But what power would you actually have?
The power I'd actually have would be to like be able to climb a ladder without constantly looking down.
Uh-huh. Is that a skill you bring
Lack.
to the table? Okay,
Yeah.
that's the power, like, base. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
I have a question here from Emily. If you had a cow that produced some liquid other than milk, what would you want it to make? Now, I really want you to think about this when you answer at home, because, like, my first thought was whiskey. But that whiskey is coming out of a cow's boob. How do I feel about this? Because I can't stop thinking about that scene in Last Jedi. It's upsetting. I don't drink milk now. No, person in the front row, I don't drink milk. It upsets me, conceptually.
Sriracha?
That feels like that's bad for the cow. Ah! I hope you're happy.
I would go gasoline. I would be rich, but then I'd have to like somehow like hook a udder into my car nozzle,
That
whatever
would
it's
be
called.
such a weird version of Mad Max.
Sure.
Pamplemousse LaCroix.
That is such a hipster cow. I'm
Would
not
you-
picturing the cows that these are all coming out of.
Would you elongate the O's in pamplemousse?
Pamplemousse? Yeah, moose. I get it now.
Yeah.
By the way, Animal Man's always fine because there are rats everywhere.
This is also true. Also, what if Animal Man just summoned the powers of man, the most dangerous animal in the zoo?
Do
I have the
to
strength of one man.
That was one of my favorite jokes. I think it was on Kablam, where the Flesh had the power of like 1.5 men. I think that's what that was from. That was so funny to me. Okay. This question from Steve. This is a two-part question.
Okay.
What's the smallest animal that could beat you in a fight? And what's the largest animal that you think you could beat in a fight? And I'm not advocating fighting animals. Unless you have to.
Smallest animal that could beat me in a fight is bacteria, and
Okay.
we've all been there.
A little on the nose, but I like it.
The biggest that I could beat in a fight is probably bacteria.
Hey.
But
doing okay.
I'd need some help.
I think the thing is like I'm afraid of most animals, not because I think they could hurt me, but because I don't know what they're going to do. And as I discussed with Harley Quinn, that makes me very. At one time, I was camping, and a raccoon got into my garbage, and I opened the tent flap, and I had my flashlight, and I went, ah! And the raccoon looked at me and went back to what he was doing. And I have never felt more defeated because I was sitting there like, that's all I had. That was my only, so I just zipped it back up and let the raccoon finish what they were doing. Oh, well, you won. So if we're talking about battle of wills, most animals is the answer there. And the biggest I think I could take is a small bear. No.
A baby bear? A cub?
No, just a bear that other bears might be like, he's small for bears. No, that's not true. I think the largest animal I could take in a fight is a man. No, that's not true. Maybe a small man. Like a child.
baby?
Like a
A
child.
baby?
Maybe a baby.
So you're gonna beat up Danny DeVito?
Only if I have to.
I think like a game hen
Could be you.
was the smallest that could beat me. Like any kind of small bird, because like they're gonna come at you with their sharp beak and like poke at your feet and like freak you out.
Don't laugh at that. I've been attacked by a turkey. Them motherfuckers get real.
But I could
Scary.
definitely mess up a giraffe.
Good point.
What?
I
Why? How? What's your attack plan?
lot of attack points.
That thing is moving slow. I go to the back leg. I pull. I'm done.
I was talking about this. I might have had a drink or two, and I was talking with Teresa that I thought I could take a fully grown, fully antlered deer if I could just get a hold of the antlers. I know. And Teresa was like, I don't think that's possible. I was like, no, if I did it, it would be like, putting your hand on like your younger brother's head, so then they're swinging at you. And listen, I know now.
I
The
feel-
hard way.
I'm going to say something. I don't want this to happen, but God forbid when you pass away, halfway through the announcement, people in this room will be like, "Oh no, he fought a deer."
Wait, hold on, stop. How? Oh, okay. It was cancer.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Woo.
Okay.
Woo.
Wasn't his fault. Okay, wasn't his fault.
Let's see.
I would say koala was is smallest, and largest would be like a beached blue whale. Largest animal in history, and you could just like pummel, like for hours, just pummel.
I get, but he might sneeze and kill you. Wait, do whales sneeze?
Blowhole?
But that's at the top.
That's their nose, right?
Do they sneeze?
Do they
Wait,
get the
what?
hiccups?
Is the blowhole the nose? Oh,
This is
shit.
This is horse ankles all.
We're all learning things today.
Adal, do you think a koala could beat you because statistically most koalas have chlamydia?
Is this another thing I'm about to learn?
Look, I wasn't always married. No,
Let's take a second. Take it, that one. Uh-huh.
I spend some percentage of my life as a trivia writer, so I just have useless facts in my brain, usually involving like animal sex facts.
Okay.
'Cause those
For
are
your
things-
job.
For my job.
Sure. This question from Nelson. Which superhero would be the best to be stuck together in a broken elevator with for 3 hours? And Nelson does clarify, no escaping. See, Spider-Man I thought, but I think, well, okay, 3 hours is not as long as I would think, right? But I think eventually you just be like, all right, Spider-Man, can we just not?
I feel like Beast, like Hank McCoy, could like drop knowledge where he's like, "Let me explain to you why we're stuck." And
No.
I'd walk out of there with like information I didn't have.
But is it like young Beast or is it like crappy Frasier Beast?
Whoa, whoa. We're not friends anymore. Now the show is an evening with Travis and friends and also Matt.
Oh.
How dare you speak ill of Frasier?
Oh no, Frasier's fine.
Oh, okay.
But I love Frasier. But Frasier as
Who doesn't?
Frasier as Beast is gonna like bore you to tears.
I think if I could be stuck in a broken elevator for 3 hours with one superhero, it would be Frasier.
Can I submit a question for after this, which is,
No.
what cast member of Frasier would you prefer played Beast?
David Hyde Pierce.
The dog.
I'd go with Roz.
Do you know that dog, as long as we're sharing weird animal facts, that dog had to have a special handler on set because it would wander the studio killing the feral cats that lived. Yeah, that dog was a literal Alf. That dog just killed the cats, so they had to have a special Eddie handler. Wow. That's maybe true. It's true enough that I feel confident saying in front of you, but it might be apocryphal, but I'm definitely not making it up. Eddie killed cats. And you all have to think about that the next time you watch Frasier.
Also, Alf is basically a small bear.
I could take Alf.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could kill
I think I
Alf.
could take Gordon Shumway.
You could kill Alf.
Let's call him by his real name,
Yeah,
Gordon
Gordon.
Shumway. He had a real name, and they kept calling him Alf. That would be like if you landed on an alien planet and they were like, human. It was like, it's Travis. Okay, human, it's Travis. You can just call me Travis. Everybody, this is human.
But it's weird that they called him that, but it's weirder that he just went with it.
Yeah, because he wasn't even human. He wasn't even an Alf. He was Melmacian.
Yeah. It's nuts.
I shouldn't be as upset about this as I am, but
It's okay.
it's fine. It's fine.
Just think about Bully Baseball. Just relax and think about Bully Baseball.
I'd be stuck in an elevator for 3 hours with Green Lantern, but it would be the Kyle Rayner of Green Lantern.
Yes.
He'd be fun to talk to.
And also, he could
He's an
create
artist.
funny things
Yeah.
like draw Elmer Fudd, but he's, an alien, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Elmer Fudd on a skateboard. Marvin the Martian on a skateboard.
He's creative. It would be a blast.
I think Doctor Strange would be fun because you could just ask him to open. You couldn't escape, but you could ask him to open portals to places that you could see. And like show me a lion, and be like, I don't know who that was.
What superhero's powers is most likely to be able to just charge my phone?
Static Shock.
Static
yeah.
Shock? That's who I would want to be stuck in an elevator with.
Let's see.
I want to change my answer to my mom.
Don't give him that. That's what he wanted. That's what he wanted from you. Let's see. Let's scroll back up to the top. Okay, this is from Tim. Which superhero would you most want to hang out with and play Mario Kart? I like how specific that question is.
Adal's mom.
No! Don't give him that.
Cable? Just because I feel like beating him would be so satisfying, because he's from the future, and he'd be like, I'm playing Mario Kart 10, like, this is bullshit.
I think my answer would be something like Dr. Manhattan or somebody who would be like, I don't understand. Marvin, like the Martian Manhunter would be fun. This Martian Manhunter's like, I do not understand. What is this? And like, you gotta throw the blue shell. I hate this. I hate whatever this is. I think that would be really fun.
It'd be really fun to see Batman in full cowl, wearing, holding one of those purple and GameCube controllers, or N64 controllers.
This is no fair. I was in first. I got hit with a blue shell. Oh. This is the worst tragedy I've ever suffered.
I'm gonna win. I'm a Batman. I'm gonna win.
Oh, I was gonna play as Luigi. How would you pick Luigi?
This might be too similar to Martian Manhunter, but I would say Captain America, but when he first gets unfrozen. And that's like that's how you're first onboarding him back to the current time period. You're like, this is what we do all the time now.
You trick him into being like, all right, Steve, welcome to the future. This is everything you need to know about this time period. We've set up a simulation of what life is now like in the present.
It reminds me of one of my favorite running jokes that Justin used to do is we'd go somewhere and he would say like, hey, do you want to see my impression of Abraham Lincoln driving a car? I'd be like, yeah, and he'd go, ah! And it was always funny to me. I know, it's solid. And it worked all the time of like, do you want to see Abraham Lincoln at a shopping mall? Ah! It was really good.
Outstanding.
It made me very happy. This question is from @YourAface. Thanks, everybody. Do you have a plan for when you meet your future time-traveling self? Something to let you know that you recognize you, but you're going to keep it on the down low. This is a good question, right? Because I've thought this happened to me once. I was working. I know. I was working at a coffee shop, and an older man came in and looked at me and said, "You're so young. Appreciate your youth while you have it." And then left. Walked in, said that to me, and left. And I was like, oh shit, that was me. And I'm still not convinced that's not true. Anyways, that's just a real thing that happened to me. Now back to joke answers.
I have no idea. Like hello human, just like an inside joke from just now. It would have to be something. You mean like advice, or just something where I would know that was me, like inside knowledge?
Yeah, so I think about it like the scene where Biff comes back, right? And he starts the car, and Biff's like, nobody knows how to start my car, butthead, or whatever. And like, I think you would have to have something like that where you would say like, tell me something only I would know. So what's a super embarrassing thing about yourself that only you would know?
I don't know. Don't shit your pants that one night.
Wait, hold on. How would that work? In 10 years, you're gonna feel like you need to fart. Don't. Well, you must be me.
Well, in 10 years, I'd then be like, oh my God, like my mind would be blown.
But how would that work in the moment to prove to you that it was you?
It's a slow burn. Travis, it's a slow burn.
But
But it doesn't work.
a slow burn? Is that how you're gonna?
How are you gonna say your...
Warning! It's going to be a slow burn. Don't.
No matter what.
Depending
Okay, but
on-
anything about like investments I should make? No, just
No.
don't shit your pants. Why does it ruin my life? No, it's not that bad. Honestly, like no one else notices. It's just
It's enough that I'm telling you about it now.
But the danger is, depending on what theory of time travel you subscribe to, that maybe you telling yourself not to shit your pants is the very thing that makes you shit your pants.
So maybe you should shit your pants. Wait, but then it comes true. Oh. Matt?
Yeah, wouldn't you just recognize yourself?
I don't know. I have thought about this because like I look at pictures of myself when I was like a kid and then a teenager and even in college, and I think I look completely different now.
Completely different?
Yeah.
See, I think I look different, but I feel like an older me is going to be recognizable, and maybe you'd be like, oh, wow, that looks like that guy could be my uncle or something. Then he'd walk over to me and be like, no, I'm you from the future, dumb shit.
Here's how
You'd be
I
like,
know
that makes sense because I don't have an uncle that looks like you.
Here's how I know I wouldn't recognize it. I was listening to podcasts, and I was listening to the episode of Hello from Magic Tavern I was on because I'm a narcissist, and I like to listen to my own jokes. And I haven't listened to any of the other episodes.
That's
No, I've listened to all of them. It's really great. But I was listening to it, and I guess I must have stopped and switched over to another podcast. And then when that other podcast finished, suddenly this voice came on my podcast player. I was like, oh, I hate this voice. And it was my own. And it took me an embarrassingly long amount of time to be like, oh, that's me, like 30 seconds. So I'm pretty sure I could walk up to me and say, I'm you. And I'd be like, who? What?
Also, as you get older, like, haven't you had the experience of looking yourself in the mirror and being like, who is this person? Like, I feel like I wouldn't recognize an older version of myself.
I think if I looked in the mirror and saw you, I would also ask that question.
Who is?
What?
What?
No. Why is it
What?
so much fun to make fun of Arnie?
I know, right?
don't know.
I don't know.
The minute you were on our podcast, like 2 seconds in, you just ripped on Arnie.
I know, and he's really great. You're a very nice person.
Thank you.
It's just, don't give him that. This question is from Brittany. I really want you to think about this. There's a lot of layers here. Would you rather fight a shark with bear arms or a bear with shark arms? Now I know what you're saying. Sharks don't have arms. That's not the question. The arms are sharks. But I have to assume, in the case of a shark with bear arms, they are bear arms and not bears for arms, because what's that? But sharks for arms on the bear.
I want to fight a shark with bear arms because if his arms are bears or the fins are bears, they would drown.
No. Oh, I see what you did there. No.
I would want to fight a shark with bare arms because cloth gets in the way of my arms. So if I've got bare arms...
No. I see the confusion. You don't. No. I get the problem here.
This is why.
It's just wrong to fight sharks?
Oh, no, this is why it's fun to make fun of Arnie.
Oh, okay. Here's the question. Do the sharks need to be underwater? Because here's what I don't want to fight, an underwater bear.
You know what? I'd rather fight an underwater bear than an underwater
Oh,
shark.
but the bear has adapted to being underwater.
Oh.
You don't see it come. Imagine, okay, swimming in the ocean and you see a shark. That is very scary. Swimming in the ocean and you see a bear, You're not coming back from that. Right? Imagine you were out in the middle of the ocean and you just saw like a bear.
If we're extrapolating from this question that the bear is adapted to live underwater and be an underwater
There's no
bear,
other way to take it.
I have to assume that I've adapted to be underwater, and that I'm an underwater Matt. And that bear will still kill me.
So your answer is neither.
That's right.
Okay.
How big of a bear are we talking? If it's a bear.
A small bear.
Small, yeah.
Not like a child
yeah,
bear, but just
small
like a
bear.
bear that's small for its
Yeah,
size.
I'd fight the small bear with sharp
That's
arms.
not. Okay. I don't think the phrase a bear that's small for its size means anything. Oh, you're small for your size.
Yogi, you're small for your size.
Would you fight Yogi Bear? If
Yeah.
he was trying to steal your picnic basket.
Yeah, I would. But I could also poison him or something. Like, I feel like there's a lot of ways.
Now, to be fair, you were all okay with him fighting him. That was fine with you. But poison, that's the line.
It's weird. Every time I watch a cartoon with Adal, he's like, I could poison that person.
Snagglepuss. I could poison him.
Yeah.
Why, of all of them, would you pick Snagglepuss?
Oh, come on.
I just imagine Snagglepuss, suffer in succotash.
Exit.
Exit, stage north. Yeah.
To die. To sleep. And then he just does the whole monologue. Let's see, that's all the questions. Have you, in all this time, unprompted, been thinking about hypothetical questions that you could ask us? No.
There's someone down here.
Let's see, where?
Or back there.
Where? Okay, you go first.
How many slices of pizza is actually too many slices of pizza to eat?
How many slices of pizza is too many slices of pizza to eat? In 45 minutes at CC's. I had 23 once. So I would have to say 22 or more. Well, at the time, I was working a retail job, and I wasn't happy. And how that manifested was me saying, time to hurt myself with some pizza. Because then I had to go back to work, and I wanted a really good reason why I couldn't get anything done. And I knew that my boss was like, hey, why aren't you working? I would look at them and say, I ate a lot of CC's, and they'd be like, of course, please, take a nap. I understand. Do you need anything from me?
Is CC squares or triangles?
It is triangles.
Okay, that's impressive.
But it's thin. It's thin triangles.
Yeah.
Trying to get the most out of the pizza.
How many pizzas does that equal?
Half. I don't know. I didn't do the. You guys have to answer the question. This isn't about me. I'm not on trial here.
I have at
Travis.
least on a.
It's okay.
No.
Oh,
We're going to talk about the pizza,
No. I don't want to talk about the pizza.
Travis.
and we're going to put that time behind us.
Travis, I'm you from the future.
No! I'm just kidding. I'd be honored. How did I grow a foot taller? Please, is it science?
After you killed
Tell
that,
me.
after you killed that bear, you evolved.
I leveled
Yeah.
up.
You leveled up.
It's like a monkey's paw. You get taller, but you get fatter.
I'll take it. Fair. Okay.
2.
Yes.
If you could prank call any supervillain, who would you call? And you can also add how you would prank call them.
If you could prank call any supervillain, who would you prank call? Huh. It would be really satisfying to get one over on Loki. Right? That would feel real. Wouldn't that just be like, I've done it? Right? That would be really nice. Or like, the other side of that would be like Killer Croc, right? Where it's just like, it's so easy.
You could just run that con all day long.
Yeah, you could just keep calling back and like, this is still Batman, I'll meet you at the park. Okay. And then you hang out. Sorry, I must have just missed you. I'm going to be at the supermarket. No, don't send him to the supermarket. There's people there.
I think I would prank call the Joker because regardless of what the prank is, he's going to laugh about it.
He's a good sport.
Yeah, I'll be like, that guy enjoyed that prank.
I think you'd want to pick somebody like Lex Luthor because he would not get the joke for a while. He'd be like, "Hey, Lex, is your refrigerator running?" You're like, "Yes, it is." I'm like, "Well, you better go catch it." "I don't need to catch my refrigerator." who is this?
His classic catchphrase, who is this?
Who is this?
Yeah, he would stay on the line with you for a while trying to figure it out, and
Yeah.
you could keep pulling pranks.
I'd want to set up a camera and prank call Mysterio.
Uh-huh.
And just to see how he, like, where that goes.
Yes,
Like-
hello. I would like to prank call the Riddler because I think it would be funny. Like, right, is your refrigerator running? Yes. You better go catch it. Oh, I see.
The game is
Classic
afoot.
riddle. Aha. I don't know which Riddler I was just doing there. Aha, very well. A puzzle, methinks. I'm vaguely British. You already said yours, didn't you?
I did.
Okay.
I did. The Joker.
Yes.
If you were Batman, which Robin would be your favorite son?
You know, I think is that a specific thing? What?
I had the same
Batman.
question.
I would say the one that becomes Nightwing. Which one is that?
Dick Grayson.
Right, because I would want a son who would just take some of the work off his old man's plate. Like, that is 25% less I have to do. Thank you very much. Although he goes to a place called Bloodhaven, a place that seemingly is right next to Gotham for some reason. This is Gotham City, and this is like a Transylvanian village.
I really now want to read a comic book called Bat Dad. Like, and it's not Batman as a dad. It's like it's not his literal dad, who we all know has been murdered. But
What?
sorry,
Spoilers!
sorry.
Jeez.
I'm sorry. I forgot you read everything in reverse.
Uh-huh.
But they introduce like a Robin to like get a younger audience. Like, what if they're like, we gotta get an older audience. Let's give him a dad sidekick.
Oh, so it's Batman's sidekick who is a dad.
Yeah.
Hey, sports.
That is
go down to
great.
fight.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like an Octodad thing where it's just a bat, but he was somebody's dad.
Yeah.
Scream! Wait, somebody said his name's Alfred. Is Alfred his dad? No, but I mean, but what if he wasn't? What? Alfred does, he is a dad, but he's not Bat Dad. He's not Bat Dad. He is Bat Dad? Okay, so just to recap. Koalas have chlamydia. Whales' blowholes are their noses. And Alfred has a daughter. Thank you. And also a niece, Alicia Silverstone.
No.
Wait, is Alfred his real name?
Alfred Pennyworth.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay. What was Alf's real name?
Okay, I see.
I was trying to think of it.
I gotcha. Now I get it. Now I gotcha.
It's still not
One
enjoyable,
of your
but you
classic
get
jokes.
Here, this is what it's like to record our podcast for me.
Would that one be edited out? Okay.
Or the pause of me not sure what Adal's saying would be edited out. Of like, I know there's a
There's a joke here.
It's
I'm
my
gonna
fault
get
for
it.
not getting it, but I'm just not getting it.
Okay, let's get one from over there. Yes. Yes, yes. You pointing down at your own head. Human
Basmati
flesh. It's hard to work with. Doesn't take paint.
Your own butt.
Captain America's butt.
Philo
Honest,
philo dough?
yes. Yes. A cloud. Cotton candy. Are you really because I hate making chairs out of plywood. Takes forever to get them not splintery, but it is also the easiest to get complex shapes out of. So if you want to make like a recreation of, say, a Tudor-style throne, plywood works great, but you gotta be really careful. Sand the shit out of that mother. That's a real answer. Matt?
Marshmallow. I don't know.
Okay, I think
Travis had a real answer, so that
Yeah.
trumped
I think
everything.
we got time for like two more. I like how I'm doing this like a panel. We got time for just two more of your weird questions. Yes. Yeah, I'm doing this so bad. If you think it's you, stand up. Yes.
You're standing.
Oh,
You're mid-stand.
Sure. Hey, you two are the last two. There we go. So that's a very good question. If you could stop time, but you died while the timer stopped, here's the thing. I've thought about this a lot because one of the things, I am very fascinated by time travel and I think about it a lot. I think the thing is, to stop time, it would have to be relative. So actually, rather than stopping time, you'd actually be speeding up yourself to the point where time would move so slowly around you, it would be like you stopped time. Otherwise, you would have to stop time throughout the entire universe, which I think would have disastrous effects. So instead, it would have to be that you are so fast, it is as though time has stopped around you. So I actually think that if you stop time, no one else would notice. Life would just continue on without you. And I think that would be the answer to that. As I said, I've thought about this a lot.
As I was dying, I would just walk backwards, and that would solve it, right?
Now, I will give you a joke answer. If I could travel through time and had power over time, I've thought about this a lot. When I was in middle school, I wrestled, and I was not good at it. I lost every match but one, and that was because the kid had the flu, and his coach still made him wrestle. And listen, I beat him. I didn't hold back, because I saw my one chance to not be shut out for the whole season. But if I could stop time, what I would do, so I would travel back in time, stop time just as the referee was like, go, right, stop time, and then replace 12-year-old Travis with me now. Ah! And I just think that that would be the most satisfying moment. And then refreeze time, bring 12-year-old Travis back and start it again with me gone, just to watch the opponent be like, wait, what the fuck? Hold on, you just saw a slightly overweight 34-year-old man there, right? Am I the only one? That kid had a beard for a second. I just think that would be the most fun thing in the world. Matt?
If you died while you stopped time, I think time would just start again, because if you died while you were stirring rice, you would just drop the spoon and fall on the floor, and everything would just continue. Much like Travis's real answer, not his joke answer, his real answer. Yeah, the world goes on without you, and whatever chemicals in your brain or whatever crazy power you've got would just stop and snap back.
And I guess that's what, I hope you've enjoyed this evening of comedy, because what we're really trying to get at here is when you die, the world goes on without you. Your death will be unnoticed and unremarked upon. And that's really what we're here to make sure you leave with.
Yeah.
Your death will be nothing but a blip, and then it's done. And then the world will move on, like stirring rice.
I'm not super religious, but I do believe at the moment of your death, you flash back to some part of your life and you approach yourself and say, you're so young.
Oh, shit!
Appreciate it.
It's all coming back.
How old was that guy when you saw him?
You know, he seemed older to me, might have been 45.
Oh.
Was his hair purple?
Oh no.
Did he look like he was about to wrestle a stag?
He did.
Oh.
Did you answer already?
I feel.
This is how you are a good moderator of a panel. Did
Yeah.
you go?
Did you go?
Okay, cool.
You go yet?
I feel like, yeah, the concentration it would take to stop time would release. Like, I don't feel like that's something. There's no permanence to that, right? So I think it would release when you passed away.
Okay. So, any other questions about death? Cool. Yes.
So, if you were able to summon one person, living or dead, real or fictional, in the same way that, you know, like Persona or like JoJo, so like they would just kind of appear behind them and you would like have their powers for a few seconds, or even they would just show up and be there to assist you, who would it be?
So if we could summon anyone.
For a few seconds.
May I ask a follow-up question? To do what?
just because it would be cool.
Any. Okay, anything. Okay.
Huh. I think it would be fun to do that to somebody you know, because if it was just like 30 seconds, it was like, wait, what the my, and then they're gone again, and it's like you'll never believe what happened. I think that would be fun. I don't know. Adal.
I feel like when I was a kid, for whatever reason, I was obsessed with, as all kids are, obsessed with Don Amici.
What?
As a kid, as like 8 or 9-year-old, I was obsessed with the movie Cocoon and also Trading Places, and I was just like, I love that guy. I love that guy. And my mom's like, oh, sweetie, that's Don Amici, and I'm like,
That's your real dad.
I'm like, one, the greatest name to say. As like a kid, as you're learning language, it's like Don Amici's the most fun thing to say. And two, he just looked like the coolest dude. So
The coolest dude.
for childhood Adal, it would be Don Amici.
I was more,
The coolest dude.
I was more of a Wilford Brimley kid, so
Listen, we all fall
Yeah.
into those
Like
two
Elvis
categories.
Beatles, Beatles.
whether you're Team Edward or Team Jacob, Team Wilford, Team Don. I would watch that movie, by the way. Twilight with Don Amici and Wilford Brimley. All fighting for the love of Jessica Tandy. Hey, cool teens, are you enjoying this Cocoon conversation?
I would go to the White House. I'd be invited into the Oval Office. And I would be speaking to our current President of the United States. And then right behind me, I would summon our current President of the United States. And then I would go, that's what you sound like.
That's going to do it for us. Thank you very much. One, if you haven't already, go and listen to Hello from the Magic Tavern. It is one of my favorite podcasts. Very consistent. And very consistent. What a horrible
Very
way.
consistent.
What a
Look,
horrible way to
it's
promote
a-
a podcast. Very consistent. Listen,
yeah.
you're going to get a nice,
It's
even
a metronome,
80%.
metronome of a podcast.
I've never known a podcast to just consistently plateau from the
It's
very
so amazing.
beginning.
They never rise, but you know what? Never sink either. It's nice.
If
No,
you
it is
listen
really
to
good.
it and at minute one you're like, this is just good enough, know that it's
Good news. No, I just recently went back and started re-listen, and went like 100 episodes in a row, and I was like, every episode is great.
And pissed your brother off.
And
I
did.
heard.
Yeah, it was great.